The green boat behind you is the MV Sandy. I was going to take that down to Daisy Farm and hike up to Mount Ojibwe and back here to Rock Harbor. However, apparently the waves are going to be too high today, so that has been scrapped. I think I am going to hike down to 3 Mile and back. So originally today I was going to hike out, or take the Sandy out to Passage Island and hike around out there. The waves were too bad for that, so they said they were going to go to Daisy Farm. I went to get a ticket to Daisy Farm. They said, nope, we're not doing that either. So I am going to stop at the ranger station and see where we're going to go next. You have your regular hiking supplies. And then you have fruit, potatoes, onions.
Should I get my sticker now or wait?
This is for people who are staying here in the housekeeping cabins, I'm guessing. I don't know who would be carrying Miracle Whip out into the trail. That's the Ranger 3 dock with the visitor center. I'm headed up this way. This is the way we go to our shooting location for the night sky. You can tell the trail to the Tobin Harbor seaplane docks is much more used than the Tobin Harbor trail. The big-leaved plants that I'm walking through here are thimbleberries. They are in season and they are delicious. So I was last on this trail in 1983. I'd learned about the trail in 1981 on a family trip up to Copper Harbor. It turned out to be our last family trip. In the summer of 1982, my parents separated, and my father managed to still pull this trip off. It was not just myself and him, but my brother and my sister. And my brother and I each got to invite one person to go with us. We came out here and camped for 6 nights. Our way out of Rock Harbor was along this trail. Park Service has a trail cam up here. that I have been on this part of the Tobin Harbor Trail since 1983. In 2022, I was up here for a photography workshop, and we took a day hike out to Susie's Cave. And rather than hike back along the 3 Mile Trail, I hopped the ridge and came back the Tobin Harbor Trail. So once we get to the junction to Susie's Cave, it'll all be new trail since 1983. So apparently the reason the boat, the Sandy, was canceled today is that they're expecting 25 to 30 or 35 knot winds. It's also the reason that the Ranger 3, which I came out on last night or yesterday morning, it usually overnights at Rock Harbor and leaves in the morning, and they did a turn and burn and ended up heading back to Houghton last night because they thought the lake was going to be too rough to make the crossing today. View down Tobin Harbor. It's interesting how time affects memory. When I was out here last time in 2022, this wasn't the trail I remembered. The trail I remembered was smooth and flat, and this trail's not. It's quite rocky, and it has ups and downs, not huge ones, nothing like you'd see like out on the AT or anything, but it's not as flat as I remembered it in 2022, and it's not as flat as I remember it this year. So just found that a bit interesting. Now this is the trail I remember. There's a Susie's Cave up to the top and over the ridge. We will not be going there today. I've just stopped. I'm going to take a quick break, have a snack. I am coming up on the junction to 3 Mile and Mount Franklin. If I go to Mount Franklin, it's going to add another 3.2 miles of hiking. And if I go back the other way, it's going to be about 3.5 miles. So 3.5 would add about, I'd have about, what, another 7 miles of hiking if I do that. I'm not sure I'm going to do that today. I'm just going to sit here, have a little snack, and enjoy this beautiful view. Just ran into a couple of hikers. They said there is rain forecast for this afternoon, so I am going to forego Mount Franklin. They also told me that the trail from 3 Mile to Rock Harbor is all rock, and there's a lot of vertical up and down. So I may go back this way. I may go out that way. I'm going to think I'm going to go to 3 Mile, grab some lunch, and then I will decide then. And here is the junction. 0.7 mile. I don't know why I thought it was 0.4. Mount Franklin is 1.8. I am going to forego that. And I think I'll head back. So I would really like to get up on the Greenstone at this end of the island. I'd like to see some views. But with the weather rolling in, and my primary reason for being out here is not hiking. So I'm just going to do this. This is the point where I just about stepped on a snake. Well, I am almost a 3-mile campground. I passed a couple hikers, a couple more hikers, and they said that it gets pretty rough up ahead, a lot more up and down, but I'm kind of loath to backtrack, so I may just head out this way. All right, so I'm here. Looks like there's a privy right up in that direction, and I'm gonna find a place to grab lunch and do that. This is one of the shelters here at Rock Harbor, or at 3 Mile, I'm sorry. They're nice. All right. Here's one of the new bear boxes they've had to install because of wolf activity. Apparently, the wolves are getting food acclimated. They had to euthanize one not long ago because it was getting into food, and apparently there's another one that is also causing problems. Let's take a quick look at the tent site here. Alright, I'm headed out of 3 Mile, headed back to Rock Harbor. I am going to do the 3 Mile trail. I'm told that it's pretty rugged, at least between here and Susie's Cave. So we have that to look forward to. We got another tent site here. And then a shelter back there. It's another shelter up here in the trees. Mott Island down there where the antenna is, that's the park headquarters. Just look at this. Well, first it was thimbleberries, and now it's blueberries. All right, I believe this is the junction to Susie's cave. I think is up there. Yeah, it is. So we'll head back. Oh, I've got a little less than 2 miles to get back to Rock Harbor. It is definitely warmer on this side. Not as much cover. Sun's higher. Got a nice breeze off the lake. Since we've left the split with Susie's cave, the trail is more dirt, it's flatter, softer, much nicer to hike on. Well, at least that section was softer. We're back out on the rock. I don't know how well it comes out in the camera, probably not very well, but you see Rock Harbor down there. That's my destination. Alright, I have reached the Rock Harbor Campground. As you can see, I am here. There are group sites up here, campsites back here, and then a bunch of shelters. I won't be staying at any of those tonight. Got some overflow camping here when it's needed. Not something you'd expect to see out here. Looks like it's going to be about 7 miles in a little over 4.5 hours. That included a stop for lunch and an extended break just to sit and enjoy the view over Tobin Harbor. I hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time.